So over there, between that and between that, there is a way to go to the ocean. Pacific Ocean. It's pretty good here. I like it for the breeze. Okay, so I did stay for some time. It's pretty good here. I did talk to one old man. He is living here, but look like he got the property, but most of it is actually for rent, I guess. He cannot afford to live by himself. So even if you see like houses, most likely it's not the owner. Probably the owner is taking one small room and the rest is for rent to pay bills. I did not have that kind of business. In some sense it is business. In some sense no, but he has renters paying for mortgage, I guess. Anyway, I don't know, I'm thinking about retirement because I had too much stress for my life. Not only working at different stupid jobs, cheap jobs, but dealing with it, all those people who were using my platforms. I was writing everywhere, this, there, this, there. It's very disturbing all that. Very disturbing. So my life, beside kind of low income, I would say, I have another problem, which is trying to get money. And those people like a wall. Cannot get much out of them. But I was thinking about retirement. I can retire at 62, so I need to wait for 6 years, 7 years. But then I probably go somewhere else. I did not get, because when you look at 62, I will not get much in Asia or maybe some European cheaper price locations I can live, but not in California. In California, you need a lot of money for retirement, because it's not only what you have for Social Security. You need some dental stuff, health insurance, whatever. So I'm thinking about it. It is a good place actually. There are a few good places like Panama, Costa Rica, I see some Americans are going there, or like some part of Mexico on the coast. So it's kind of like California but more south. Puerto, whatever, somewhere there. They were shooting Titanic somewhere in Mexico. So I guess it's a good place not only for retirement, but to cut on bills. It's cheaper to shoot there. So Americans, they do have certain businesses in Mexico. I see quite a lot of things when you buy, like go Walmart or some other place, you see made in Mexico. But my personal opinion, if it's on the coast, close to ocean, it's okay. Otherwise it's gonna be very hot. One time I went to Tijuana for 2 days. It is hot. It's like Riverside. Riverside doesn't have any ocean, but Tijuana is kind of southern Riverside. I did not really like it. I wouldn't go there to live. But if it's like, I think there's Puerto Nuevo, Puerto Vallarta or something like that. I think that one would be okay. Plus, I need to get certain passport. I don't have passport right now. To go there, you need a passport probably. It used to be you can go with green card. I have a green card, but I don't know if they probably require passport if you stay a long time. I went like for 2 days, but if I go for retirement, there is a trick. When you see, when some people see that you need so much savings, blah blah blah. No, there is a trick to it. You don't need so much savings. There are ways to live there. So much savings is for retirement visa. But if you don't need this retirement visa, you can still live there. You just need to, I guess, you need to get visa more often. That's all. You don't need to think, whoever is thinking like that, you don't need to think just because you're not qualified for retirement visa you cannot live. You can. I've seen one Australian guy is living no problem. He's living with less money than I even thought. He's like living on $500 or $600 a month in Asia. So there are ways, I guess. You just don't need to look into expensive areas. Like in Thailand, my friend told me, I had a friend who went to Thailand. He lives there. He said it can be an apartment costing like $1,000 to $1,500 an apartment. At the same time, you can rent big room from Thai people. You can rent big room for $200. So when you go to retirement, to me $200 is okay. Not the $1,500. If I'll get my money for platforms, I don't think I need to worry about it. I can worry completely about zero. It should be enough money to live on. So my plan, email everywhere, wherever. Plus maybe get some subscribers and somehow with them, maybe they can help somehow, whatever. Or just more exposure, I guess. People talk more exposure. But some might don't like my videos because I'm mad about something. I'm 30 years without. I had to get my pay 30 years ago, started. If some of my platforms came later, then I had to get from that time. But I came to it in 92, 93, they started to implement in 94, 95. And then some platforms like YouTube 2005. But I came to it way earlier than that. Netflix actually started, I think, earlier. But believe it or not, when I came to that, first I came to a platform what is YouTube, and then I came to Netflix. But because of whoever was implementing, they made first Netflix and second YouTube. Probably because of certain demand or financing. But to me, no Netflix, no YouTube should be financed in the beginning, because they have illegal use and papers. They are not supposed to offer to any investor. So they had some tricks there. They got financing and investors, I guess. Well, YouTube, I don't think they were trading, but still they had certain financing going. Maybe not coming from investors, but coming from some other places. But in case of Netflix, they have investors, so they use investors' money. But it's my platform. In my case, like I said, first I came to what is YouTube, and second, what is Netflix. So even if you see, by the way, implementing one and second, it sounds like first Netflix. It just because they were implementing, it does not mean I came to that in particular the same order. My order could be different. In general, I came to everything, all my platforms and custom network in 92. So I did sit and think a long time. At that time I didn't work. For a few months didn't work. I sit and think hard about my system and platforms. And now you can see them, but they have a lot of tweaks there. Because if it's not your platform, it's not your platform. Somebody had to approve platform, but it's not really his platform. He never came to that. He was adding, or she was adding something. Like before programming, you need to decide what to program. So I came to that. But I might don't have like small things they were adding extra. So whoever was adding, yes, they were adding, but they didn't come to it. And the lawyers didn't ask right questions. So if my ex-wife wrote different things, they should not use it. They should look for a talent. That's how publishers are doing. They're looking for author, not relative, not wife, no nothing. Unless they see relative, unless they see author talking to publisher about relative. I didn't have that position. They made up all kind of bogus papers, and it goes to financing and trading. It's all bullshit, I'm telling you. Anyway, right now is like I said, my birthday, but I just go here, relax, or eat food, or I don't have any big plans or big parties. I don't have money for any parties right now. But I have a hope, and I do something. Hopefully for last year. So because right now, birthday, before birthday, I did send different emails or whatever, trying to find right justice. But I don't know. I think something moved at some point. Okay, so I want to get something to drink. I don't have any drinks in my truck. So I got some cold Coca-Cola. I normally don't drink them. I don't buy, like for the home. But if I drive, I need something cold, I might get Coca-Cola or Sprite. Now another thing, Coca-Cola to me is associated to Warren Buffett. He is a big investor into it. Well, I can tell you, anything Coca-Cola is doing online, that's because of my intellectual property and exploring my custom network. So even if they think all legal, it's not all legal, it's all illegal. Because they made up it's okay to use my search engine and my network like whatever Google is using. They cannot use, but so they're in illegal use. They never came to that, and they were using illegal papers for the beginning. So even if Coca-Cola, there is a Coca-Cola site, which is basically my setup. I have not my sites like companies like Coca-Cola, or my own sites like Amazon, eBay, Zillow, Craigslist, YouTube, Netflix. So even if they think it's all legal, because somebody was allowing to use, that's why they are using. But in reality, Coca-Cola actually is using illegal network. It was made up as legal, but it's illegal. You know what I mean? So if my ex-wife is telling about my network and my search engine and whatever I had with search engine, and somebody is making papers, not me. I came to it, but I don't make papers. Somebody is making papers for me, look like they can use. So they use illegally, and then because Coca-Cola is using that network, they're using in fact illegal network. And even if Warren Buffett is big investor in that, his Coca-Cola is using illegal network. I'm not joking. Not only that, Warren Buffett has he has like real estate company to sell real estate. I forgot the name. He has kind of like Remax, so I think it's called Berkshire something. So that Berkshire something is using my network illegally. Plus I came to real estate online. I had certain designs, and people who were designing, they were using my designs. Illegal use. I never did allow them to use anything. It was made up. Basically that ex-wife with her stupid ideas about copycatting and all kind of bullshit like that, telling about my real estate, they implementing like dummies, look like it's for them, it's not for them. In fact, they cannot use private property for their own advantage. So believe it or not, real estate is because of spying. Spying in America legally called, if somebody is telling about me, like my intellectual property, not me, that is called spying. She is telling what was on private property she's not supposed to tell, and she was telling. That's why you have that network, and that's why you have real estate, because it's my real estate. Why my real estate? Because I came to the network search engine, and later I came to real estate and certain designs like Zillow, or I had another one like for the, they use, I see some other places. Zillow is like under one roof, different sellers, but I had just for the company like Century 21 or Remax, in case if they want, is designed for one company with many properties, but that like Zillow, it has many real estate companies. It's not, if you see, it's not one. So if they post, suppose house in Newport Beach, it could be from different real estate companies. That's my under one roof package. Zillow acquired by spying, because they jump in to talk before me. I should talk. I did not even expect anybody would talk. So I thought in my mind, that's and I thought your brain way more normal than it is. So what she did, she just keep talking about my stuff, and beside it, they don't look for me for legal paperwork. They're making illegal paperwork. And another way, they make paperwork for twisting, for basically taking compensation that belongs to me. If there is, it was like they should give compensation, they divert it to some other place. So basically, the real estate has illegal use based on spying, which is not subject for investing. Nobody should invest into Berkshire online business, because it is all that beginning belongs to spying. Even Coca-Cola side, because AOL 91 didn't have. Later they started to implement mine. That way is illegal. So Coca-Cola is using that way is illegal. So even Warren Buffett has billions. In reality, if I tell him right now, Warren Buffett or his company, okay, in 92 it wasn't. Can you show me a tenant who came to that? Can you show relationship? Can you show illegal papers? He cannot show any papers. He would go to Google, and Google has counterfeit illegal papers, look like I allow overseas somewhere where I never lived. In 97 I was in Santa Barbara, and I had Geico insurance, which is Warren Buffett has to do something with that Geico insurance. So he can check my Geico insurance for 97. He will see me in Santa Barbara. But if he would look at Google papers, look like me, something to do in overseas where I don't live. So all these papers overseas where I don't live, most likely they're coming from ex-wife. She's repeating my intellectual property, exploring, search engine, front page, whatever later, locations, my network, whatever. But they're making illegal papers where I am in Santa Barbara, but they're making up all kind of story, putting on top of my intellectual property, and then another story look like I am there, so money should go there. It's a double fraud basically. First look like I am there, it's fraud. Second fraud, I'm there, money should go there, but I'm not there, I'm in Santa Barbara. Double fraud to get basically my compensation. That's how they work. That's what Warren Buffett has. If he will investigate, he will have that one. And then Coca-Cola is the same. Coca-Cola would be a site that is located on Google's computers, but that is not the intellectual property, set up, nothing. All this international lands, it's not their brain. It was not for them. They used it illegally. False statements, lies, sometimes fake papers. So the Coca-Cola with that basically shitty network. Now, if you ask people to invest, yeah, we're investing, but it has the shitty Google's network because of tricks and lies. And anything Warren Buffett has for online, he has that shitty network based on fraud and lies. Because Google never came and Bill Gates never came. They made up look like okay to use, the same. No, it's not okay. I never did say okay. Legally, they should be substantially different. It should not work with mine. That's how it should be. Otherwise, don't claim it's yours. If you use mine and change a little bit or add, it's not yours. You need to be substantially different. Then you can tag for yourself as yours to investors. Otherwise, you are fooling. You have stupid copycating brain that basically illegal use of that, telling it's yours. No, it doesn't work like that. In fact, not only Warren Buffett, there are many billionaires, and anytime they use that like Google, they use shitty network, illegal, with bunch of illegal ways and illegal use. Because AOL 91 didn't have it, and I came to them. So they were starting to use first, and probably somebody believed they have to do something with it. In reality, they have nothing to do with it. They cannot allow for me. They cannot. In fact, they were using illegally. I did not even allow. They used illegal papers for those false statements. Somebody throw, okay, in reality it's not. So if I ask today, AOL, did you talk to me, yes or no? They say no. But I can tell you, I talked to someone from your company in New York in 91, and you never had it. You had own cables. As soon as you start having provider, that's not your way. That's my custom network. You should not have providers, not the same Google, the same Yahoo, the same Bing, MSN, the same Yandex, Baidu. They have no substantial difference, and they don't pay any compensation. And they used my network configuration illegally, and they don't have papers I did allow, or it's okay to use. I never released it. So what they have is some kind of false statements or counterfeit papers look like okay. That's why they do that. But in reality, it is a shitty network. So any billionaire is using that network, it's a shitty network. And they have very ignorant people. All those August people are very ignorant. Extremely ignorant. They just disrespect everything. They don't like to work, and they like to live on the expense of other person, and with that very high degree of disrespect and ignorance. But the Wall Street is saying they should not deal with politicians, but they do, as a common thing. The whole thing started because of my ex-wife and her politicians. But the Wall Street is saying it should not be, so they should not implement anything. It had to go back to normal. You need to talk to a talent, which is me. And all those geopolitical people had to be disapproved. Because it's not a federal project, it's a personal project. They're not supposed to talk about personal project, they didn't get rights for that. And platforms too, they didn't get any rights. You see what I mean? So now when this, like, suppose certain time when you need to go to international court, normal international court is talking to lawyers, and none of those lawyers were talking to me. They were talking to politicians and ex-wife, which is fine illegal use. And based on Wall Street, they should not talk to politicians. So all those lawyers, they're worthless. I'm not joking, they're worthless. Because if Harvard is saying, I was reading Harvard, I finished book, Managing Innovations. Because all my platforms, they're innovations. And real estate is innovations too. You never had real estate online before 92. So suppose, even if they throw some kind of unrelated name like internet or web, I had many platforms and I had my custom network, so which is innovations. They didn't have it. You can check all those land leases or land purchases. They purchased after 92. If it would be like in 20 years ago before me. So if I came to 92, suppose you should have something in the 70s or whatever, if you say it's kind of old thing. But it's not. Because you have new land leases or purchases, it means it's new, not old. Because you never had it. You are putting just now. But on papers they're saying it was. So basically they give unrelated name to mine. But with that, illegal use because they don't pay me. They have a bunch of tweaks. Somebody else is getting paid. And basically all those billionaires, they believe in all legal. In reality, it's not legal. It's all illegal. Google illegal. Yahoo, Bing, they're illegals. They never had that project. They're using because of false statements and different tweaks. Be it for the network, be it for the software, for platform. So I don't know if America will ever go through that. I think they are okay with all kind of stupid stuff with it, like that. They like stupid stuff, and okay, as long as we suck money. Then I need to look for some other people who don't have that position. You know? So that's how I think. Maybe Europeans, Asians, they don't really like all that kind of stole somewhere and come and trying to sell. Smart ass. Many don't really like Americans. Many think Americans are too militaristic. Believe it or not, in Asia and many countries, they think Americans are over militaristic, too much, more than anyone else. So they don't like really that militaristic or that presence. Some don't like. Americans believe they're helping. In reality, at some point, it's not good for them. It's like Chinese. Chinese, right now, they have like one small island, which is belonging to Philippines. And Chinese, like 30 miles from that island, they're building big militaristic base. But the people don't really like all that. Next to the small island, a huge Chinese militaristic base. So there are some kind of similar situations like that for the American military. Not everybody liking it. Now if another group is coming and trying to sell basically illegal product, they don't care. The truth is, they're offering illegal product. Google is a legal product, no matter what you think. And YouTube is a legal product. Because talent has rights and talent should get compensation, which is me. But if I'm not getting, if you are using because of stupid papers, that's illegal use, illegal product. I mean, somebody should go through it. I can make 1 million videos, but if somebody doesn't care, all those 1 million videos, it's like for nothing. Anyway, I got sparkling wine. I should stop, but just for my birthday, I like sparkling wine. I don't drink that every day, even every week, even every month. I don't drink sparkling wine, but just for today. It's not expensive, like $15 or something. It's okay. Anyway, that is how my, I guess, birthday looks like. Eat food, Thai food, and went to the beach and talk and explain, hoping to get money. My biggest gift would be if I get compensation for every of my platform and my custom network. That's not Google's network, and it's not Bill Gates network, and it's not Yahoo's and Alta Vista network, and it's not AOL network, because AOL should have cables. You don't jump to use mine unless you talk to me, but they didn't. They keep listening to some politicians. That's where that stop had to be. Wall Street is saying you're not supposed to deal with politicians, so they had to look for me, but they didn't. So it's all bullshit. I'm telling you, it's all shitty network crap. The whole exploring is like felons, because with that, they actually, if they use mine and they don't put my name, making impressions look like it's them, that is felony. Felony means copyright infringements and fraud and false statements and diverting money somewhere else. Why you divert money somewhere else? You have crooked brain. You telling, if you are telling, you are sending to telling, you don't send even $1. You are sending somewhere else. So that would be considered as all that bullshit, most like as felony. That's why that exploring look grayish or felonies, because all those ways are considered as felony. Felonies network. That's what they offer for many billionaires. Many billionaires are using felonies network. Felonies exploring. How good is that? To me, it's a piece of shit. Anyway, I just go and I need to chill my sparkling wine and watch TV. That's it. I wish to have some other experience. Today I cannot have that. I don't have house I like. I don't have the money in the bank I like. I don't have the location. If I would have money, I would have different location completely. So I don't have many things that I would really like. That's American treatment, American justice. So anyway, hopefully someday it will change. For now I need to live with what I have.